We have some absolutely crazy news to break down today as Michael Malone of the Denver Nuggets has been fired by the owners as well as GM Calvin Booth. This is absolutely unprecedented with only a few games left in the regular season, and after what we saw happened just a week ago with Taylor Jenkins. I'm your host, Joey Mercer, and this is Joe Mercer Sports Podcast. We're going to cover everything you need to know on this topic in today's video. But make sure before we get into it to go down below, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and every single time we upload, you'll be able to stay up to date with our takes on the NBA and everything that you need to know about them. So without further ado, let's get in this article by ESPN and writer Om Youngmisuk. Sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, definitely a different name for me. And it starts by saying the Denver Nuggets fired head coach Michael Malone and said they would not extend general manager Calvin Booth's contract Tuesday, just days before the end of the regular season. David Adelman, the Nuggets' lead assistant, will take over as head coach for the remainder of the season. The remainder of the season not being very long, technically, because there's only 4 games left for them in the regular season, and then we definitely take the playoffs. How far are they going to make it? They look like contenders to me, so it's very interesting to see this happen with Michael Malone with such short time and what they've been able to build. And just winning a championship a few seasons ago with such a short amount of time left in the season, why do you think the assistant coach would be able to step up in that role with no time to prepare and have them suited for the playoffs is absolutely blasphemous to me, and I can't see that happening at all. It doesn't make any sense to me, the two firings that are happening, but we did hear there were some issues with Ja Morant, which we covered in a previous video, in which he wasn't getting enough touches. That was the issue, and that could definitely be the firing of Taylor Jenkins. But when we look at Michael Malone, we don't really have a whole lot of knowledge on what that could be. Was Jokic unhappy? Maybe, but the player empowerment era seems to be taking over almost to a point of too much, and that's definitely something to look at. The shocking decision to fire the coach and eventually part ways with the general manager, who won a championship in 2023, comes at a time when the Nuggets, who are 47-32, have lost 4 straight games and are in danger of falling into the play-in. It has been a frustrating stretch for the Nuggets as 3-time MVP and current MVP candidate Nikola Jokic has tried to keep things together while Jamal Murray has been out for 5 straight games with a hamstring injury. So they face a lot of injuries, which is actually what I talked about in the video between Shea or Jokic winning MVP. Jokic has played phenomenal and kept that team afloat while injuries have been steady for the Denver Nuggets. So that's another reason why I can't see how anything to do with their record would have much to do with Michael Malone, but more so the injuries that have happened around them. They should be grateful with the record they've been able to boast, considering all the injuries with the team. Sources told ESPN that there was growing tension between both Malone and Booth entering the season. Since the team won the championship, the Nuggets have gone with younger role players like Christian Brown, and Peyton Watson around the team's core of Jokic, Murray, and Aaron Gordon. Veterans like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Bruce Brown left in previous summers during free agency to sign bigger deals elsewhere. And I just thought that had to do a lot with the fact that the Nuggets wouldn't be able to pay these guys more than a vet minimum contract. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope's contract was massive with the Magic, and then a bigger contract from Bruce Brown as well. It doesn't really make sense for them to try to match those deals, although they did have some success with those two players. It made sense to try to get something out of Christian Brown or Peyton Watson, where they seemed like they could definitely play those few minutes that they needed, and I can't see that being an issue. Butting heads between Booth and Malone, sure, but would that just be a reason for them to sign somebody other than Calvin Booth instead of getting rid of both of them is what I'm wondering here. I think that would have been the better route to go, but definitely, obviously not my decision, just my take on it. Malone had been with the team for 10 seasons, which is why it makes it this crazy. Leading the Nuggets to their lone NBA championship, he had a 471 and 327 record. This decision was not made lightly. Josh Kroenke, vice chairman of Kroenke Sports and Entertainment, said in a team statement, and was evaluated very carefully, and we do it only with the intention of giving our group the best chance at competing for the 2025 NBA Championship and delivering another title to Denver and our fans everywhere. And that is a horrible take on that, in my opinion. I don't think you need continuity, right? That's really what championship teams are built on. The Celtics, the Nuggets, that's what they did. The continuity is there for sure. Even the Warriors back in 2022. Some new pieces, but mainly continuity. When we look at this now, you're letting go Michael Malone and the assistant, who has definitely been there. He knows the plays. He knows everything that's happened throughout the team. But you're firing their head coach, and they're supposed to be okay with everything and perform better and give you a better chance going into the playoffs. That's crazy in my opinion. I've never heard of that logic before, and it's very interesting to see that's the way that they think of this with only a few games left in the season, that they can win after firing the head coach. Well, the timing of this decision is unfortunate, as Coach Malone helped build the foundation of our now championship-level program. It is a necessary step to allow us to compete at the highest level right now. Championship-level standards and expectations remain in place for the current season, and as we look to the future, we look forward to building on the foundations led by Coach Malone over his record-breaking 10-year career in Denver. Booth was promoted to Nuggets GM for the past 3 seasons after Tim Connolly left for the Timberwolves. Booth's first season was Denver's championship season in 2022-23. I want to thank Calvin Booth for leading our front office for the past 3 years, Kroenke said, and most importantly for helping put the final pieces in place for the roster that delivered Denver and our fans their first NBA championship. Calvin's knowledge of the game, his passion for scouting, and his long history as a player and executive in the NBA helped lift their organization to new heights, which we will continue moving forward. We're grateful to Calvin for his 8 years with the Nuggets and know his place in Nuggets history as our first championship-winning GM will be honored for years to come. Crazy once again. Don't really, you're going back and saying he built all the groundwork. We'll just take it from here with both of those guys, but more specifically Michael Malone, which is still crazy for me to even wrap my head around this news, not something we thought we'd get today. Adelman, the son of former head coach Rick Adelman, has been assistant by Malone's side for 8 seasons. He interviewed for head coaching vacancies with the Lakers and Cavaliers last summer. Jokic now moves forward without the only head coach he has had for his entire NBA career. Crazy to think of that. There is no amount of gratitude that we can properly convey to his contributions since he joined our franchise in 2015, Kroenke said of Malone. It is with our utmost respect that we would like to thank Coach Malone for the most successful decade in Nuggets history, setting the all-time wins record, and helping deliver Denver our first championship. Crazy. This news was all brought to us by, obviously, Shams Charania contributing to that report. But this is absolutely crazy news that we got here today. I'm still kind of in shock that all of this went down, and I would really like to know what you all have to think about this topic. Let me know what you think about it down below in the comment section below. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the video, hit the bell for notifications, and this has been Joey Mercer with this take on Michael Malone being fired. I'll see you all in the next video.